And by the way, I didn't chop the top off. These are scanned from, well, these particular first few images are scanned from slides, because most of my work up until the last few years has been on slide. So I just couldn't get the scanner to pick up the very edge of the slide. So okay, now okay, a nice diffused background, right out of focus. There's nothing intrusive there. Therefore, when you look at that image, you're looking at the flowers, which is the intent. And then there's plenty of light coming in, so you can see the texture on the petals. So that helps to add impact to it.
Gary, what depth of field would you have used on that?
F16. The background was well back from the, yeah. Now that, yes, well that's another issue you've got to consider. You look at your subject and you look at the background, and you, after a while you get to judge how far back the first part of the background is. The further back the background is, the better, because you get a more diffused effect from it. If your background is close, like this slide, you don't get the same impact, because, okay, this is a bird orchid growing on the forest floor. Unless you are lucky enough to find one that's growing on a bit of a hump, so you can get almost below it to photograph it, and therefore you've got a distance behind it where there's nothing, which helps to increase the contrast between the subject and the background, then you end up with taking a photograph like this, which is, to me, is a record shot.
What did you use to light the three orchids, the previous
I had 2 mirrors. Yeah. One of the good things about using delayed shutter release is, okay, you push the shutter button and then your hands are free. You can hold reflectors and move them round to the position you want them at. And when you're using reflectors, don't just hold them steady. You've got to flick them, so that what you're doing is you're painting the subject with light. And by flicking, you don't create any shadows. Okay, one of my favourite fungi are the blue ones. Emphaloma hotstederi. To me, they're the iconic fungi of New Zealand. I've only ever found them growing on the west coast, but I'm told they do grow elsewhere, but I've never actually seen one growing anywhere else. They, at certain times of the year, and if you're lucky, in some of the places over there, they grow in profusion. Your best places are around Hokitika and Greymouth. Head into the hills around there, into regenerating bush. Virgin bush is not much good. You'll find, for a start, it's very hard to get into virgin bush on the west coast. You need to slash it. So look for regenerating bush and just head into the scrub and see what you can find. Right, this is Hygrophorus mavis. Note the spider web across there. Okay, so this clump was growing on the side of a stump. An ideal situation for getting that background right, because all you've got to do is manoeuvre around the stump until you like the look of the background, and then you can get that nice diffuse effect, which adds impact. And then I've put a reflector in from behind, so you can see how that reflector has lit the gills in here. That's the effect of backlighting.
Does that particular fungi always split like that?
Yes. Yeah. Its common name is star fungi.
Oh,
yeah.
So I've seen it. I thought I just.
Yes. Yeah, they always split. They start off. See that one there. That one there is just split. They actually start off as a white cone-shaped head, and then eventually they split and just splay out. Now a few insects. This is the what I call the black hawk of the insect world in New Zealand, the robber fly. They're amazing things. So this is, I've taken this with, this was taken on my snow pea crop in the garden with my twin flashlight system.
What macro lens are you using?
I'm using the 180 there.
And on the fungi you're using?
100. Okay, so this is a spider spinning its silk to wrap this mason bee up. The mason bee was still flapping its wings, but it couldn't break free from the web. The spider, you can see the spinner. It's coming from the spinneret at the back of the spider. It's huge. Yes. Come into my web. And damsel flies mating.
I can never work them out. Do they mate at the head or something?
Yeah, in there and under there, yeah.
They're both.
She's thinking in an interesting position. Meanwhile, back in photographing insects. The end. Just as well.